I mean people who constantly have thoughts about spirituality. Everywhere that they look, everything reminds them about what they have as questions, right, within yourself. Everywhere that you look, it reminds you of the questions that pertains to your higher sense of consciousness. This is the only way you can reach certain answers, like curing HIV/AIDS, like the brother Dr. Sabi. You have to go within self. You have this intuitive sense of self that has progressed humanity, that deals with everything from biology, right, from cells and organelles, to astrology or astronomy, right, to carbon and solar analogs. All of these things corresponds with who you are as a person. You can find light inside of darkness. And an example that I always give of that is taking a seed, putting it inside of a soil or moisturizing it or something, and placing it in a dark space, right? Somewhere that's dark, a cabinet, a cupboard, and that seed will still sprout. And that's because of the quantum energy that's inside of darkness, making it a dominant force. That trickling force has manifested into humanity. So thus we have melanated and non-melanated. Thus we have dark energy, dark matter, and non-dark energy or dark matter. And as a response, we have become the beings that we are now, which is so-called black, you know. And this intelligence, this relativity, has a physical education or physical science to it that deals with dominant and recessive forces throughout nature. Scientists such as Mendel, you know, this is a part of Mendel's law, right? You can study Mendel's law. This is nothing new. All regurgitated knowledge. And this is all space. This is all cosmic order. Everything from quasars to dark holes, you know, black holes. Everything from white dwarf planets to suns, you know. Everything impacts your physical being, but you have to understand that you have complete control of these things if you know how they work, right? Astrology has been proven to impact the human consciousness. It no longer has to be figured out. Astrology has transformed over time into astronomy, right? The study of the sky, not corresponding it with the way human life works here on this planet. But the shit that people need to hear, that's the shit that people don't want to hear, because this shit could take you into a higher conscious sense of self. It can make you more financially stable. It can give you anything that you can comprehend. You just have to educate yourself on cosmic level. Those who are able to comprehend a cosmic education. This is cosmic order. No two things occupy the same space. And in that relationship, we have the discovery of our cosmic mental capabilities to enhance or influence things outside of ourselves, which makes us empathic or able to occupy two different spaces at one time. Scientists have labeled it telekinesis and things of that nature. It is far beyond that, right? We can literally, as black melanated beings here on planet Earth, we could literally control the way the ocean moves, right? This is what we identify as Alkebunaki, as the true awakened conscious beings, right? People who sit here and stare at the sun when it's highest up in the sky. We are truly conscious, right? We have accepted a certain photonic biological energy of the cosmos that pertain to total solar eclipses. It could be proven, right? So we're here to let people know that you are religious and don't even see it and don't even know it. But because of this binding hexos, right? This is a hexing that deals with the sugar atoms or the sugar molecules as well, right? But because of that binding hexing or those hexoses that's in the biological components of who they are, they can't make it past this scripture, right? They have to see something that pertains to their higher intuitive or imagination. So that's why we are here. And once these brothers and sisters, once they have lost this debate, these brothers and sisters, their mentalities and consciousness are going to transform. Chemicals are going to be released that are going to run synonymous with melatonin and serotonin. They're going to interact with the amygdala and the hippocampus of the brain, right? And it's going to reflect within endorphins and oxytocins, right? And these things could produce different microbials that could impact how they interact with their children. This is a biological dynamic sense of self of who you are, that of which pertains to our sun, the consciousness of our sun. Each and every day our sun rises up in the same spot, not because of rotational order. This is a conscious movement. It does this consciously. Our sun actually has intelligence. And it is the most wisest intellectual sun of all of these suns in the cosmos, because our sun is in a spot of voided destruction, meaning that catastrophe and destruction surrounds our solar system. Every arc second a planet is destroyed, but yet we are still here. And our sun and our planet and our solar system have survived the longest, thus making it the wisest. This is the consciousness of our sun. Our sun has produced this consciousness that relates to its metanoid presence here on the earth, which deals with the mass of the planet. This is why we have to get in one spot as a collective people, right? Black people, melanoid people, the black, brown, red, yellow, whatever, us melanoid beings, we have to get in one spot because melanin is an actual mass, right? It's a mass presence. And this mass, once this mass gets in one spot, is going to shift the tectonic plates of the earth. Pyramids were constructed so that the Most High, which deals with a melanated mass, could stand on top of this pyramid. Thus, it will shift the weight of this pyramid from the top downwards and move the tectonic ground around it. This is the electronic power. This is the magnetic power of beings who have come into a higher sense of self and have completely so-called decalcified the pineal gland, right? You have to identify with this sense of self. We have the origination of this planet. We cannot fathom the slightest imagination.